Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a mini makeup tutorial, and what that means is I'm skipping over the foundation and brows part and just focusing really on the eyes, cheeks, and lips. And the look that I was going for today was kind of a glamorous bronzed goddess look. And I also wanted to focus on a look that really brings out green eye color. I'm wearing a green dress. It has some of these caramely tones and blue tones in it. So that was kind of my inspiration for the look today. And I also wanted to use a new palette that I just picked up at a sale. This is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I do also have the Sunrise palette, but I have been interested and had my eye on this one, just kind of wanted to give it a try and see what I thought. Now, if you don't have this palette, don't despair and don't think that you have to run out and buy it because it is super expensive, even on sale. If you have the Naked Heat palette or have another warm tone palette in your collection, I think you'll be able to come really close to achieving this look. Now, the rest of my look, I was just kind of wanting to really kind of give my cheeks a very bronzed look, and I was also testing out a new lipstick color. So I hope that you will enjoy this video. If you're new here, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And now let's get started. I already applied the Thrive Cosmetics Eye Lift 360 Waterproof Eye Primer. Now going to our palette. Now I'll try my best to give you the names of the shadows, but they're on this clear sheet and you have to hold it just right to see some of the names of the shadows. So we're going to start off with this matte white and yellow and maybe a little bit of this pink. So that is Ice Gold, Soul, and Bermuda. And I'm doing this because there's really not a good brow bone highlight shade, but because there is a white, usually that will help you be able to create your own shade that you need. So I'm going to just tap in white, yellow, pink, and let's see what we create. Okay, that's not too bad. Then I'll go back with just a little bit of the white, the Ice Gold shade, put that right under the arch. Hey, not too shabby. I said that white was matte, but you can see just a subtle little bit of sheen when the light catches it. All right, in the top of the crease, I'm gonna go back in with just this pink shade, Bermuda, on a BK Beauty 201. And I'm gonna use this just at the top of the crease to get things started. This is going to be a warm look, but I feel like this pinky peachy shade kind of helps keep things from getting too crazy too quickly. I'm going to switch to a smaller kind of flatter brush for a little more precise work, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is Sinai, and I'm going to start in the outer corner and bring this through the crease. I'm not going to take this as high as the previous shade. I'm going to use this just to bring a little more depth in the outer corner here. And then as I go towards the center, I'm really lightening up my touch with the brush. So it's just a hint of that color coming through the crease. Just like the other Natasha Denona shadows that I own, they do blend really well, very pigmented, so you don't need a lot of product. A little bit definitely goes a long way. So that's looking pretty warm. So we're gonna cool it off just slightly and deepen it a little bit with this shade right here. It's called Terra. And staying with that same brush. And now, and this will add also just a little bit of some more like reddish tones rather than more terracotta. We're going to kind of work on this bronzy look that I have in mind. I did a look like this similarly yesterday, so I'm going to tweak a few things about it, but do something very similar. So we'll see how it turns out. And then I'm going to switch to this MAC 239 brush. It's a flat, kind of stiff brush, and we're going to go in first with this deepest, darkest shade. And again, this is very cool tone. And that shade is called Igneous. Of course, I said I was going to tell you the names and I come across something like that. Anyway, I think that's how you pronounce it. So I'm just going to, I tapped the tip of my brush in that shadow, and I'm going to work this along the lash line. I am going to go ahead and add liner later, but I feel like this helps diffuse the liner and makes it a little bit easier to apply. Your line doesn't have to be exactly straight. I'm all about that, right? I want to make things easy on ourselves. And I'm going to bring that shadow. You can see I am going down towards the center and just past the center mark, and just going to then kind of flick my brush at the outer corner here. Now you can see how cool toned that shadow is compared to what we have going on in the outer corner. So now I'm just going to take a mixture of this shade and the red. This is Volcano, V-U-L, and this is Pangin. I don't know. See, told you. I'm probably just butchering these names here. I'm going to now take that combination, and right where we left off with that dark brown shade, I'm going to use that same brush and just use it to now blend between this dark cool brown and those super warm colors we have in the crease. And then I'll take my 206 brush, no extra product, and just blend all of that together. And for me, I have a pretty deep crease on this side, so I want to be sure that I don't have any gaps. You can see just a tiny little gap. If you don't have this problem, you can just keep moving right on through. Next, we're going to go in with our lid shade, and I'm going to do a combination of these two shades. I'm going to start off, I think, with a little bit of this shadow. So this one is a real smooth, kind of pearly, shimmery shade. It's real pretty. It has kind of some pinkish tones to it, so it's not quite as coppery as this one. Very smooth and kind of a, what I like to call is just more of a gentle shimmer. And then I'll add a little bit of this shade. Now this one has more sparkle and it's a little more chunky. It's not super chunky glitter, but it does have sparkle. And then one final step for this section is I'm going to go in now with this matte white and do what I did over here. So I'm going to take my finger, my little finger, go kind of from the inner corner and go over that gold, a little bit of that pink shade. And it's just going to cool things down slightly, tone it down. All right, and then my favorite thing to do, you could definitely leave it like this, but what I did yesterday, and I loved it, is I went in with my Hourglass Scattered Light. I mean, we got to get our money's worth out of this, right? This is the shade Reflect, and this is the way I love to use this shadow, is kind of when the look is almost done, go back and just top it with this shadow, and it just brings that wonderful extra sparkle and life. I feel like it tones down brassiness a little bit, so if your shadow's looking too yellow or too gold, I feel like this is the perfect kind of way to tone that down. And then I'll just take my BK Beauty 206 through the crease there and just soften the edge of the shadows. And then blend the edge of the shimmer into the matte shades. All right, let's add some liner. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Double Life. And I have been enjoying using this like I do the mushroom color, but instead I use this when I'm doing a very warm look, and I feel like it has a similar effect. It does have kind of a metallic finish to it. So it's not as harsh as just a straight matte brown or black would be, but I think it gives some really nice smokiness to the lower lash line. You can see I'm just smudging that into the roots of the lashes and then a little bit on the waterline. And then I'll connect that outer corner. And then I'll just take my Morphe M432 and work that into the roots of the lashes and just further distribute that liner. In the upper lash line, I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in Demolition. Now this is a dark matte brown pencil. So I'm just going to go real close to the lashes right here. One of you was commenting that you were noticing I'm not taking my liner all the way in, and that is pretty much true most days. I like to leave the inner corner kind of line free, and then as I get to the outer corner, I like to just take that liner up slightly so it creates more of a lifted look on the eye. Going back to our palette and that M432, I'm going to use a little bit of this shade right here just to soften that liner slightly. And then here at the outer edge, the same thing. Just like to make sure it's not looking like a harsh line there, outer corner. And then I'll connect the outer corner with my lower lash line there, so we don't have any gaps between the lashes. Time to clean up under the eyes with a little bit of almond oil, and then we will finish the rest of the face. As you can see, I applied my mascara. So I used my normal Superhero mascara and Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash extensions on the lower lashes, but I swapped out my primer. I went back to this Morphe primer just to get some more use out of it. I think I'm finding my way with it. It's a much wetter formula, so I feel like I need to let it sit on the lashes a little longer before applying mascara, but I like the look. Now I need to clean up some mascara oops and smudges, but I need to let it dry. So let's go on to the rest of the face. Now I did already apply a little bit of cream contour before I powdered. I used the Kiko Sculpting Touch Creamy Sticks Contour in 201. Working on still a little more testing, but I have a review coming on that. But I just added a little bit of that kind of in the areas that I wanted to sculpt. So now I'm going to go in with the Endless Summer Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And this is a little bit deeper and just a little more, I think, warm than the deep bronzer shade. So I'm going to use the Sedona Lace 919 brush and use a little bit of this kind of lower on the cheek. Even though this has a little bit of a satin finish, I still feel like it does a good job of helping add a little extra shaping. But this color you can see has warmth, so I don't feel like it works on its own for sculpting, but I feel like it's a great kind of way to blend your sculpting, your contour into your blush shade and or bronzer. So this is acting kind of more as a bronzer for me today. And that is such a pretty color. You can see it does have quite a lot of warmth to it. Before I add any more to the cheeks, because I'm kind of liking how this bronzer is looking just by itself, so I'm going to go ahead and do my lip combination, and then we'll see if we need any more blush. So I'm going around the edge with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and if you haven't seen my video of why I do this, it is because this really helps prevent my lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss from bleeding, because I have major issues with that happening. Now that that has set, I'm going to add my lip liner. This is the Smashbox Be Legendary Line and Prime lip liner, and this is the shade Medium Brown. And these are super soft pencils, so you don't want to add any pressure or you will break the pencil, but I love how creamy they are. Now I filled in my lips just slightly with that, just to kind of help tone down the lipstick shade I'm using. So this is the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick, and this is a new shade I just got. It's called First Time, and it is kind of a corally terracotta color. So let's see how this looks. Ooh, very smooth formula, very pigmented. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of gloss. This is the Flower Beauty lip gloss in Soleil. This happens to me sometimes. I rediscover something in my collection and then I can't stop using it. So I love this color. And now I think we could use a little bit of color on the cheeks. So I'm gonna use this Laura Geller Tropic Hues. This is her Blush and Brighten. I haven't used this in a long time, and this is just such a beautiful, beautiful formula, beautiful blush. And I love this shade in particular for the summertime. These do have a little bit of glow, but it's nothing that really emphasizes texture. They're just really pretty. And because it's swirled, I feel like you're not committing to one color. So sometimes in these looks, that's what I feel like I need. I need just a combination of colors together. For highlighter, let's add a little bit of Mary Luminizer. I'm gonna first add a little bit on the inner corner of my eyes. And then I'm gonna add a little bit to the tops of the cheeks with this MAC 140 fan brush. Ooh, this is kind of light. That's okay. Adds a nice little pop there. Okay, so I fixed my hair, and actually I just filmed a hair tutorial. So I think that video should already be up once this video goes up. So if it is, I will link it up here. But here now is our finished makeup look. And I really love how all of those colors on the eyes came together with the bronze look. I just feel super bronzy, very summery, and yet a little on the glam side. So I think I was successful in achieving that glamorous bronze goddess look that I was going for. As always, all of the products that I used in today's video will be listed and linked in the description box below this video, so be sure you check that out. Also, if you are on Instagram, I am now officially there as well, so I would love to have you follow me there, as well as on Facebook, and all of that information will be in the description box as well. Thank you as always so much for watching, for being here, for commenting, for subscribing. Be sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.